And I had, by coincidence, a friend of mine that I had flown over to spend 5 days with me to give me what is called cranial sacral therapy, which some people, when they do it, you don't get anything, but this woman is a master. She's the best in the world at it, in my estimation. And it's a way of moving the energy between the cranium and the sacrum and making that energy flow. And she's skilled, and she's not only skilled at it, but she's here on this trip. And not only is she here on this trip, but I'm going to bring her up here in just a moment. And what I said to Nicolette and her mother is, I want you to have a session with this woman who was brought to me by Pam McDonald a year or so before that. All by, quote, coincidence. And she had one session with her. Why don't you come up? This is Kate Mackinnon. She's a craniosacral therapist. I'm going to go here. And Kate, we just have a few moments, but I'd like you to just tell the people here what you experienced when you worked with her, when you did that 1-hour session with her, and what has happened to her since.
So I met Nicolette, and she seemed very nervous. She'd never heard of craniosacral therapy before. She'd never knew Wayne Dyer. And she lay down on the table and explained that she'd been under a lot of stress, that she had college exams, university exams coming up, she had accommodation changes to make, she wanted to get into McGill University, so she had a lot going on. And when this paralysis started on the left side of her face, and she felt that she was handling it, but since the stress produced this palsy on one side of her face, I pointed out to her that maybe something more was going on, and she realized. She lay down on the table, and I was drawn to her stomach area, and as I started to feel into that area, I asked Nicolette, is there anything that you're noticing here? And she said, I have had a lot of pain here since I took the medication for the Bell's palsy. And as she started to feel into that, I asked, what do you feel, and is there anything that comes to you, anything that you see? And she said, I see a yellow light, and it's oval-shaped. And I said, well, just bring your attention to that yellow oval light and see what happens. And as we worked on that, something kind of just dissolved for her. Her whole body started to soften, her back could rest on the bed. And afterwards, when I asked her about that, she said that the oval light just shattered into like a million pieces, it just disintegrated. And as that disintegrated, she knew then that she could heal, that she was in control of her body, rather than feeling her body was controlling her. There was a sense of power before that. And then we went up and worked on the facial area. And as we worked there, she started to see a very soft blue light, like a sponge-like light, that she brought into that area that was her healing energy. That was the energy she was bringing in to heal this paralysis. And afterwards, she would recall that blue light and use that whenever she felt stress and tension and maybe doubt that she was going to heal from the paralysis. So I think what she left the session feeling a lot more empowered and was able to go straight back to university and within 2 weeks sat her exams and passed. And is in McGill University, she just got accepted, and I got that text just before I left for this trip that she had got into McGill. And her whole life has really taken on a whole different direction. She got this amazing job. Her mother was so surprised that she went straight back to university to sit the exams when still she had severe paralysis. She was having to take her eye at night. She couldn't taste, she couldn't smile. And within 6 weeks, she was paralysis-free, which was a very rapid recovery from such a severe palsy. She was told maybe that it even wouldn't completely clear up with that possibility. But she, after
Right.
seeing Wayne and I, she had no
She had been told by the doctors, because we have the doctor's report, I'm writing this as the introduction to my new book, that it would be a minimum of 2 years. If it did, it heal up, and there was a good chance that the severity of this kind of palsy would last for her lifetime, that she would be exposed to it. She was in Vancouver. I talked to her. She said, I'm paralysis free. And she said to me, I have been saying my affirmation over and over again. I am paralysis free. Not I will be, because I will be means I am not. And I am is the key word. I am is the word of God. I am, God says, paralysis free. And you ignore all the other evidence. She flew out to Calgary, where I was giving a lecture to several thousand people. She stood up on that stage and announced to them, I am paralysis free. And she did it in just a matter of weeks, using the techniques that I'm speaking about here and the work of Kate Mackinnon. Thanks, Kate.